Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Email me for pricing. My email address is tmosso@thewatchbox.com. For 2020, Rolex added the Oysterflex strap bracelet to its Sky-Dweller GMT annual calendar, and that's exactly what we have right here in Ever Rose Rose Gold. This is the Sky-Dweller reference 326235. 42 millimeters. The watch is 14 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, it is 50.2 millimeters and 22 millimeters between the lugs. We'll throw this watch on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. And you can see it wears comfortably, naturally. It's actually a better fit for a smaller wrist now on the strap bracelet than on the full bracelet. The watch, of course, is easy to wear on a 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and I think even if a wrist is as small as 14 centimeters circumference, you should still wear the watch quite easily. It's not as thick as you would assume, and with a sloped bezel, it probably will slide underneath dress cuffs and simply any jacket cuff. Taking a quick look at the hardware and the software, you actually get both. Since it debuted in 2015 on the Yachtmaster, the Oysterflex has, properly speaking, been a bracelet. There is a titanium nickel alloy inside, which is extremely flexible and impossible to tear. Because it's impossible to tear, it's also impossible to cut. So there's several different Oysterflex lengths to help you fine-tune. If you need a different size, we can help you get that. And of course, there is adjustment built into the clasp. More on that in a moment. Now, because there is a titanium nickel alloy inside, and this is referred to as a bracelet, and there are several sizes, you might find yourself a little bit in between. So there is a bellows system built in, and this bellows system has some elasticity to it to take up any slack and help it better fit your wrist. It also creates a hollow that allows the wrist to better breathe when the strap bracelet is being worn. There's an integrated end link that helps to close the gap to the case and create a very integrated look, so there's no daylight showing between strap and case, just as though we're on a bracelet. You can also see the central spline is molded in exactly as you would have on a bracelet. There's also a taper. It is a matte black anti-reflective, and as you can see, Oysterflex is its proper name, not a nickname. We have a Ever Rose rose gold clasp. Ever Rose, so named because it is a high copper extra red alloy that's also high platinum and unlikely to fade because of that platinum content. Now, there is a beak and a hook internally, so it is a latching lift lock system. You have to lift it to unlock it. It's all polished internally. And then we have 6 2mm steps built in. This is a system, a sort of Glide Lock Junior, that was introduced on the 42mm white gold Yachtmaster. So because you might find yourself in between sizes with the uncuttable strap bracelet, you have a lot of incremental adjustment built into the clasp to help you find the right fit. And then you have the cinching elasticity of the bellows. And the case is beautiful, all of high polish with lovely tapered lugs, polished on their tops, polished on the sides. This is not the super case. It's beautifully curved, nicely tapered, handsome, and elegant. You can see there's a screw down crown. You know it's a twin lock in gold because it has the 2 dots. That means twin lock in gold. Screw down crown, 100-meter water resistance, and then we have a bezel that is fluted, as many Rolex gold bezels are, but it is also part of the caliber 9001 movement. Now, what happens when you screw the crown out is that you can manually wind the watch in that first position, but nothing happens when you pull it out to its action station. Now you turn the bezel counterclockwise 1 click, and I can actually adjust the date forward or backwards. Take a look, there's a little red square that fills the aperture outboard of each of the 12 hours. 12 hours, 12 months. That's how the annual calendar system indicates the calendar. And as you can see, I'm able to jump forward and backwards. You see that little aperture filling the hollows. I'm able to jump forward or backwards using this bidirectional annual calendar. It only needs to be adjusted once a year during the jump from February to March. That's why it's called an annual calendar. And this watch was Rolex's first ever annual calendar. It is extremely robust, based entirely on wheels and almost impossible to break. But note, the watch continues to tick, nothing else changes. Turn it 1 more click counterclockwise. Now I can adjust my local time, but note that the seconds hand remains undisrupted. The minute hand is not moving, the 24-hour second time zone is not effective, and I can adjust the date forward, but I cannot turn it back using this local hour adjustment. Now I turn the bezel 1 more click counterclockwise. Now it activates hacking seconds, and everything, the 24-hour time, the 12-hour local time, the seconds hand, the date, everything is affected now and everything is engaged. This is the setting mode you use to first set the time for your reference time. So it's in 24-hour format like a GMT. So you know whether it's, for example, 2 in the afternoon or 2 in the morning. You can see 1400 in the reference time is 2 in the afternoon, even if it is going to be 2 a.m. where I am, and you can do that quite easily. So you have many different setting modes, and then once I'm done setting, I turn the bezel all the way clockwise, and I screw that crown back down. Note that there's a lovely nickel anthracite, sort of dark rhodium, as Rolex calls it, sunburst grain on this dial. It's a lovely dark gray, has a little bit of metallic tinge. That dark rhodium, warmly complemented by the rose gold hands, rose gold crown, rose gold indices. These are all solid 18 karat, so they will not tarnish or oxidize over time. This dial, which was introduced in 2017, features larger luminescent indices and a second time zone disc that's the same color as the dial, so it's less of an awkward contrast. The timepiece features caliber 9001 and automatic with bidirectional winding. It uses a rotor bearing, which is more shock resistant than previous Rolex jeweled staff rotors. Automatic winding, it energizes a 70-hour power reserve, and it has a full balance bridge with a free-sprung index for shock tolerance. It is a 40 joule movement. It beats away at 8 beats per second, or 28,800 vibrations per hour. It is COSC certified, but Rolex takes the bare movement certified as a chronometer, puts it in the case, and certifies it as what they call a superlative chronometer. As a fully cased-up watch, it will keep time to plus or minus 2 seconds per 24 hours. That's outstanding. The hairspring is a overcoil made by hand to help the watch keep excellent time in any physical position. A flat hairspring doesn't have that consistency, and overcoil does. And the overcoil is Rolex's proprietary blue oxidized niobium zirconium alloy they call Parachrom Blue that is highly anti-magnetic. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this Oysterflex strap bracelet Rolex Sky-Dweller.